Day, the 16th of December 2025. Been away for some days because I've been rather ill and still am. But I really wanted to say something about what happened on Bondi Beach in Australia on Sunday when apparently 15, at least, maybe 16 or more people were brutally murdered by a couple of terrorists using rifles and shotguns. A father and son duo, apparently. The father, age 50, and the son, 24. Apparently, the father moved to Australia from reportedly Pakistan, although there were some reports saying it's from India, but most of the reports say it's from Pakistan. And his son was born in Australia, apparently, 24 years ago. Hello there to people in the chat. Again, my apologies. I'm coughing quite a lot because I'm still quite ill. But this is a message, first of all, to the people of Australia. You have my heartfelt sympathies and condolences, especially to the Jewish community and other people who were hurt. There was apparently at least one policeman or security guard also who was killed there, who I think was not a member necessarily of the Jewish community, but was, there on duty, apparently. Maybe he was retired or off duty, I don't know, but, anyway, the point is it was an attack on a Jewish Hanukkah event, obviously, at the lighting of the first candle for Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights, when we celebrate miracles and light through the darkness, overcoming our enemies, as the Maccabees did against the Greeks. What we see in Australia is horrible and unfortunately not surprising to those of us who've been saying for years that these idiots around the world screaming, globalize the Intifada, that this is what would the result be, what the result would be. This is the globalization of the Intifada, and this is just the beginning of it. We've already seen it in multiple cases of murders and assassinations in Washington, D.C., most recently of 2 National Guardsmen, prior to that of 2 Israeli embassy staff who came out of a museum and were murdered because the suspect was basically shouting, pro-Hamas, Palestine crap, and assumed that they were Jews and just killed them. And they, in fact, weren't even Jews. But this is what it is to globalize the Intifada. It starts with a little bit of violence and murder here, a little bit of violence and murder there, and soon, instead of 2 or 3, or 1 or 2 or 3 lone gunmen and terrorists, you end up having tens and then dozens and hundreds and eventually thousands of extremely violent people causing mass mayhem throughout the streets of Western cities around the world. And that's what it means to globalize the Intifada. So if you're one of the pricks who've been saying that for years, this is on you. You are directly responsible for stoking this kind of violence in other cities. To the people of Australia, my heart goes out to you. I hope you never have to suffer anything like this again. And may this be the worst that you've ever had to experience of it and the last of it. I hope your authorities do whatever they need to stomp out this cancer you have living among you, to get rid of the people that have bad intentions for your country. They have no business being in your country. Send them back from whence they came. Get rid of them. Deport them. Do whatever you have to get rid of them. And if they won't go peacefully, send them by any other means necessary. We see it in England too often, with violent gangs from certain immigrant groups that do horrible things to people in England. It's not okay, and it has to end. People are sick and tired of it. People are indeed waking up, as they say. People have, in fact, woken up to this nonsense. This has to end. It will not be the case that the West will allow itself to be overrun. It certainly should not be the case that the West will allow itself to be overrun by people whose intentions are to destroy the West, by using the kindness and hospitality of the West and the tolerance of the West against it. Those days are over. The West needs to wake up and get rid of these bastards. These cockroaches, call them what they are. I don't care what you do. Get rid of them. They're destroying your house inside and out, and they will destroy it until there's nothing left. They want to impose their way upon you, and they want to destroy you from the inside out. And they're going to do it using the laws that you've enacted to protect them. Demand better. Change your politicians. Get rid of the ones who are currently holding power. Do not allow the West to be taken over by this kind of jihadism. Get rid of them. If you want to have a life of peace and prosperity, look at what Israel's doing. We are fighting for our very survival since forever to prevent this kind of jihadism from taking over our land. Freedom's not free. You have to fight for it, especially when it comes crashing through your door, as it has Sunday in Sydney, Australia. It comes in all sweet and polite. A couple of decades, they act all nice. And then the next thing you know, you're a target of their violence. The only way to deal with this is by reciprocating the violence with legal means to get rid of those who would destroy you. They have no business being in your land at all whatsoever. And if you're going to tell me, well, that's not really fair because most of them aren't violent. It doesn't matter if most of them aren't violent. They have no business being in your country. They do not adhere to your values.